Hi guys, Alice Taylor down at Sullivan Golf Academy, and today we're going to test the new BombTech irons. So what I'm really interested with these is this is a company that I've reviewed their product before, done various stuff, and always been super impressed with the gear. Now, very kindly, they've sent me the irons. Now, the irons come from 4 pitching wedge. So it's a 7-iron set, steel head, steel shaft. Have a quick close-up look at the head, a bit of technology in there to make them nice and forgiving, but I've got the 4-iron, the 7-iron and the pitching wedge. I have got full sets, but I'm just going to hit 5 shots with each of those, talk a little bit about what I like about the design of the clubs, maybe what I think some of the guys out there might find a bit challenging with these, but let's have a close-up look at the heads for the new Bombtechgolf irons. So we've got the BombTech irons, so cast head, pretty good looking top line, but an undercut cavity to give us lots and lots of forgiveness. And we can see with the 4-iron the undercut cavity is even bigger, giving us more forgiveness. And then as we move across onto the pitching wedge, the cavity not quite as big, but again pretty good looking shape for a pitching wedge. So let's hit some shots and see how the BombTech irons perform. So we can see, guys, a really forgiving head. I'm going to start with 7-iron. Now what's interesting for me is more and more of the manufacturers out there are really looking to hit the ball further and further and further, but this 7-iron's 36 degrees loft. The 4-iron's 25, the pitching wedge is 48, so much more what I would call traditional lofts, whereas I'm seeing 7-irons in the marketplace now with 28.5 degrees, 29 degrees of loft. So I'm not expecting these to just hit the ball absolutely miles, but I am expecting these to go probably what you would say is more traditional for a 7-iron. So like I said, 7-iron first off, 5 shots. It's a decent looking head. For me, there's a little bit more kind of fit in my eye. I might prefer to see the grooves go a little bit more into the toe, but it's a decent looking head. And the fact that these guys sell direct to the public, not something you can get hold of through the shops. So it's a good looking club. I've bent this to my lie angle, so this is 2 degrees upright. It's a stiff steel shaft, stepless. But let's hit 5 shots with 7-iron and see how it performs. So definitely launches up in the air, and I'd probably be looking for around that 150 carry. So that was pretty good for a 7-iron with this amount of loft on it. Certainly a lot weaker than a lot of the lofts I'm seeing with some of the major manufacturers. Now, I know the major manufacturers talk about the CG is low, so they need that strength and loft so it doesn't pop up in the air. But I think there's a problem there that once guys are getting into those longer irons, it's really difficult for them to use them because there isn't enough loft there. I think with this set they're able to maintain a bit more of that loft. That one felt just a tiny bit heavy. Didn't really cost me anything though, so performance wise that was pretty decent. And they're not the softest heads that I felt on the market, but you know, it's not forged product and you do pay that premium for forged materials. But it does feel nice and quick off the face. The undercut cavity is definitely going to give you that nice bit of forgiveness. That's certainly getting out there a good distance. Be interesting to see when we look at numbers as to having that little bit extra loft, do I create that little bit more backspin that we tend to see lacking in the modern 7-iron? Let's maybe just add a tiny bit clean strike, but again, pretty good. You know, like I said, I think BombTech are making some really good products. I think it's different, the fact that they're selling direct to the golfer. They obviously do their, I think it's a 60-day money-back guarantee. And again, maybe just not quite shaping back. Again, a couple of yards back, club face maybe just a little bit open there. Okay guys, so let's switch from 7-iron into 4-iron. So again, I'm going to go 5 balls. Again, the undercut's a little bit more generous on this, and actually as you look down, you can just see the back edge of the sole above the top line. So I'm expecting this to be a really, really forgiving 4-iron. 25 degrees, so not the most powerful loft again on the market. But that did feel very, very easy to hit. And that was pretty long. That was probably a fraction longer than I was expecting that to be. But let's keep going. Well, that was definitely a little bit out the toe. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of drop off there was from that first one. Not too bad. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but wasn't a great strike. But again, I think it's a decent looking 4-iron behind the ball. It definitely still hits it nice and high, you know, so I definitely think that slightly weaker loft is giving me that ability to launch the ball up in the air a little bit more. And that ability then to land it on the greens and stop it should be enhanced. Again, very, very easy. And I think guys who maybe want to put long irons in the bag, because you're buying this as a 7-iron set, I think you'll be more willing to give kind of 4-iron and 5-iron a go because it's got a little bit more loft. Not saying you'll necessarily be able to hit it, but I think being more lofted, there's more incentive for you to try it. Yeah, I mean that just feels incredibly easy to hit for a 4-iron. And they look pretty solid on yardages. So let's switch now from 4-iron to pitching wedge. Okay, so as we move into the wedge, 48 degrees. So there's certain sets, their gap wedge is actually this yardage, this loft. So it'll be interesting to see. Again, I'm not expecting this to be something that absolutely bombs it. Well, that felt nice. Just turn over a touch. I'm pretty good carrying for me for a fairly weak lofted pitching wedge. And I do think, yeah, even though I said at the start not the softest, I do quite like the feel of those off the face. Those are pretty good. They feel quite quick, but still feel nice and solid. But last 3 with pitching wedge. Yeah, that's really, really easy. Really easy to hit. And like I said, I think for me the most interesting thing is, yes, they're going to be a nice forgiving club, but how, when we look at the numbers, does the performance actually stack up with these more traditional lofts? Again, really good, really solid. And for me, the yardage is looking fairly consistent, which is also the key. You know, yes, it's lovely to have something that hits it a long way, but I think you want something that on those slight mishits is fairly consistent with yardage. That one just felt a fraction towards the toe. Again, pretty decent. So guys, I think 5 solid ones with 7-iron, 4-iron and pitching wedge. Let's look at some numbers and let's see how the Bombtechgolf irons perform. Okay, so first of all we look at 7-iron. So 110 mile an hour ball speed, so certainly that's well down on what I see with a lot of modern 7-irons. But launching at 23 degrees, so again launching much higher, again I'd expect that for more loft. Here's the really nice thing though, in between that 6,000 and 7,000 spin. So that's really getting me into a shot that at 34 yard peak height is a good height but has plenty of spin on it to be able to land and stop on the green. Carry distance just under that 150, but we're looking 154 to 143, decent spread from front to back. As we move into 4-iron, we could see the ball speed up to nearly 130, so that's actually good with 4-iron for me. Still keeping the peak height nice and high at 37, and again, 4,400 spin. So lots and lots of backspin, got lots of height, lots of backspin. That ability to hit it on the green and stop it would be good. Average carry 194, very impressive. And for me, the consistency of those yardages was really, really good. Maybe just a slightly bigger gap than I was expecting from 7 to 4. And as we move into pitching wedge, we've got, again, around about that 100-mile-an-hour ball speed, which is fine. 9,000 spin, again, lots and lots of spin with a wedge, which I'd be hoping for. 34-yard peak height. And at 122, I think, again, that gaps in really, really nicely through the set. Right then, guys, so the Bombtechgolf irons, like I said, it's a 7-iron set, 4 to pitching wedge. Really, really forgiving, feel nice, look pretty good as well behind the ball. So again, it's great products, and Bombtechgolf are making some really, really good products out there. You know, visit their website, which is bombtechgolf.com. They'll put a link in below on the video for you to actually click on if you want to go through and look at the product. But it's a really good product, and for me, I was really, really impressed with not just the distances that were produced and the spin that was produced with these lofts, but I think the consistency of the yardages was really, really good as well. Now, it is only a 4 to pitching wedge set, and they do a driving iron set, which I've also got my hands on, and I'm going to do another video on those, which is the 2-iron and 3-iron. So that'll be coming in the next couple of days. If you've enjoyed this video, like and share it. Comment below if you've tried any of the Bombtechgolf equipment. You might have stuff in your bag. Let me know how you find it. Subscribe to my channel if you don't already. Please follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with you guys down here in the future. Stay in contact.